There are moments in life when you can almost feel something shifting around you. Your atmosphere changes, your energy becomes alert, and your spirit starts paying closer attention. It's like you're standing right at the doorway of a breakthrough, but something in your heart keeps whispering. Be careful, something isn't right. That whisper is not fear. That whisper is not doubt. That whisper is God reminding you that elevation always attracts opposition, and blessings often awaken traps that were designed to stop you before you reach what He has prepared. Today's message is not just another motivational talk. It's a warning, a revelation, and a confirmation for someone who is about to step into their next blessing. You've prayed for this. You've cried for this. You've waited longer than anyone knows. And now, when you're finally close to receiving the breakthrough, God is telling you, move wisely. A trap has been placed in your path. You are not hearing this by accident. You are not listening randomly. This is divine timing. This is spiritual alignment. This is God giving you instructions before the blessing arrives so you don't lose what He is about to place in your hands. Let's begin. Sometimes the most dangerous moments in your life are not when you are struggling, but when you are rising. When you're in pain, you're careful. When you're broken, you're alert. But the moment things start shifting in your favor, the enemy tries to sneak into your life disguised as opportunity, disguised as friendship, disguised as love, disguised as support. That is why the season right before your blessing requires more wisdom, more patience, and more spiritual awareness than ever before. Your blessing is close, closer than you think. And that is exactly why the trap was placed. For some people, the trap comes as a person. Someone who suddenly appears, pretending to care, pretending to understand you, pretending to support you. But something in your spirit feels off. You don't feel peace around them. You don't feel safe sharing your dreams with them. They smile, but your intuition feels the tension behind their intentions. God is saying, pay attention to energy, not words. For others, the trap comes as a distraction. Suddenly you might feel drained, tired, confused, unfocused. Things that never bothered you start controlling your mind. You start overthinking. You start doubting yourself. The enemy wants to exhaust you, confuse you, distract you right before the breakthrough so you don't step into the blessing prepared for you. But God is revealing this now because He wants you to walk into your next season fully awake, fully aware, fully protected. The trap is not stronger than you. The trap is not smarter than you. The trap cannot stop your blessing. But the trap can delay you if you're not paying attention. This message is a divine alert so that you move forward with clarity. Some of you are feeling a shift in your relationships lately. People are acting differently. Some are pulling away. Some are getting closer only when they need something. Some are smiling at your face but their spirit carries jealousy, comparison, or hidden intentions. And deep inside, you feel God showing you their true nature. You're not imagining it. You're not being dramatic. Your spirit is discerning something your eyes cannot see yet. The trap often comes disguised as comfort. It tells you, stay where you are. Don't grow. Don't change. Don't elevate. But God is trying to move you forward, while the enemy is trying to hold you in the same cycles. The trap is designed to keep you repeating the same patterns, making the same decisions, and falling into the same emotional loops. But this time will be different. This time you have grown. This time you have healed. This time you have got awareness, not emotional impulse. Listen carefully. Your next blessing requires a version of you that is calm, wise, and spiritually sharp. You cannot take everyone with you. You cannot trust everyone with your vision. You cannot share your next move with those who secretly hope you fail. This is why isolation has felt heavy lately. This is why God has been pulling you back from certain people. This is why conversations feel different, friendships feel distant, and your spirit doesn't connect the way it used to. God is clearing your path before He blesses you. Not everyone who claps for you wants to see you rise. Not everyone who checks on you has pure intentions. Not everyone who says, "I'm here for you," is truly standing with you. Sometimes the trap is simply someone pretending to be loyal while waiting for the perfect moment to use your vulnerability against you. And God is warning you because He is protecting you. Do not ignore the signs. Another form of trap is self-sabotage. When you're close to a blessing, the enemy tries to use your own fears, insecurities, and past trauma against you. Suddenly you start doubting your worth. Suddenly you feel unprepared. Suddenly you think you are not enough. But listen, if God brought you this far, He will not abandon you now. If God opened the door for you, no trap can close it. If God chose you for this blessing, nothing can take it away. But He wants you to recognize the trap before you walk into it blindly. Many of you are stepping into a new opportunity, a job, a relationship, a move, a calling, a project, a dream you've held in your heart for years. And right before this shift, you're facing sudden challenges, unexpected negativity, emotional turbulence, or people coming out of nowhere trying to pull you into drama. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual warfare. The enemy can sense when God is about to lift you. The enemy can sense when your destiny is unlocking. And right before your season changes, the enemy places traps, not to destroy you, but to distract you long enough that you miss God's timing. But hear this clearly. You will not miss your blessing. You will not fall into the trap. You will not lose what God has prepared. Because God is giving you this warning in advance. Some traps are emotional. They come in the form of triggers from your past. An ex reappears, an old temptation returns, a familiar pain resurfaces. The goal is to pull you back into the old version of yourself, so you are too emotionally drained to walk into your blessing. But you've healed too much to go backward. You've grown too much to shrink yourself again. You've suffered too much to repeat old cycles. Your next blessing requires the strongest, calmest, most aligned version of you. And God is shaping that version right now. There will be moments where you're forced to let certain people go. Not out of anger, not out of ego, but out of protection. God saw conversations you didn't see. God heard intentions you couldn't hear. God removed them because your calling is bigger than connections that drain your spirit. Pay attention to sudden separation. Pay attention to unexpected silence. Pay attention to the shift in your circle. It is all part of your protection. You may feel lonely in this season, but you are not alone. You are being guarded. You are being guided. You are being positioned. God is not isolating you, He is insulating you from the trap. And when God shields you, it means something powerful is coming. Another important thing. Be careful who you share your ideas and dreams with right now. When you're close to a breakthrough, the enemy tries to use people around you to plant doubt, fear, confusion, or jealousy. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Some people celebrate your struggle but feel threatened by your growth. God is saying, move in silence until the blessing manifests. This is the season where your actions must speak louder than your words. Keep your plans private. Keep your heart protected. Keep your circle small. Keep your spirit aligned. The trap cannot catch someone who walks with God's wisdom. Before your blessing arrives, God will always expose something, a person, a habit, a fear, a weakness, a situation. This exposure is not punishment, it is preparation. God never sends a blessing into a messy space. He clears the room first. He removes what could destroy you. He exposes what could block you. He reveals what could hurt you. And yes, exposure can feel painful. It hurts when people show their true colors. It hurts when you realize someone's loyalty was fake. It hurts when you outgrow those you wanted to keep forever. But what hurts today protects you tomorrow. You may have lost people, but you didn't lose peace. You may have cried, but you didn't collapse. You may have felt alone, but you didn't lose faith. And because of that, God is about to reward you. Listen, your blessing is not small. Your blessing is not average. Your blessing is not normal. That's why the attack was intense. That's why the trap was placed. That's why the warning is coming. When God prepares a giant blessing, the enemy prepares a giant distraction. But you will overcome it. You will recognize it. And you will step into your next chapter fully protected. The trap has been revealed. The blessing is on the way. And God is walking every step with you. This is your confirmation. Your next season will bring peace, alignment, elevation, restoration, and supernatural favor. Doors will open. Opportunities will appear. The right people will find you. The wrong people will fall away. Your purpose will become clearer. Your path will become smoother. Your spirit will become stronger. But walk wisely. Move quietly. Stay spiritually alert. Because God is not just blessing you. He is positioning you for a level that requires maturity, strength, and divine awareness. The trap was placed. But the warning came first. And because you received the warning, you will not fall. You are protected. You are chosen. You are guided. And you are about to walk into a blessing that will change your life. Get ready. Your next season is here. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has already decided for you. And as you continue walking forward, you will start to notice something powerful. The closer you get to what God has promised you, the more sensitive your spirit becomes. Suddenly you're aware of things you used to ignore. You can feel people's intentions. You can sense when something is off. You can detect when a conversation isn't pure. You can feel when an environment doesn't carry peace. That sensitivity is not anxiety. It is spiritual elevation. God is sharpening your discernment because the next blessing requires a sharper version of you. You're not stepping into an ordinary season. You're stepping into a season where your choices matter on a deeper level. One wrong voice can delay you. One wrong connection can drain you. One wrong decision can distract you. But one right step can change everything. And God is guiding every step. There will be moments where you won't understand why certain people never apologized, why they walked away so easily, why they changed suddenly, or why they treated you the way they did. But in time, you will realize that God didn't allow the apology because He didn't want the reconnection. He didn't allow closure because He didn't want a news cycle. He didn't allow explanations because He didn't want your heart to soften towards someone who was part of the trap. God doesn't always reveal the danger, sometimes He simply removes it. And when God removes someone, He is not subtracting from your life, He is protecting what's coming. In this season, you will feel God pushing you to trust your intuition more. That inner voice, that inner nudge, that small discomfort, it is God's way of showing you where not to go. You might not see the danger, but He does. You might not hear the conversations behind your back, but He does. You might not know the thoughts in people's hearts, but He does. And when He gives you that uncomfortable feeling around someone, listen. That feeling is divine protection in emotional form. Your elevation requires boundaries. Not walls made out of fear, but borders made out of wisdom. You are no longer allowing people to enter your life just because they smile. You are no longer letting people access your heart just because they ask. You are no longer sacrificing your peace to keep the wrong connections alive. That version of you is gone. You have matured. You have awakened. You have stepped into spiritual clarity. And clarity exposes traps before they can touch you. You will notice that some people who once doubted you will suddenly act like they always supported you. Some who ignored you will suddenly remember you. Some who once overlooked your value will suddenly recognize it. But be careful, intentions don't change overnight. Sometimes the sudden attention you receive when you start rising is not admiration, but interest. Some people don't want you, they want what you carry. They want your energy, your ideas, your kindness, your loyalty, your influence, your strength. But you are no longer giving access to people who drain you. You are no longer explaining yourself to those who pretend not to understand. You are no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. God is elevating you, and elevation requires spiritual independence. You will also notice that temptation becomes stronger right before the breakthrough. Old habits you overcame will try to return. Old emotions you healed from will try to rise again. Old patterns you broke free from will try to pull you back. The enemy will try to make the familiar look attractive so you don't step into the unfamiliar blessing God prepared. But the familiar is not your future. The familiar is not your destiny. The familiar is not your next chapter. You didn't come this far to go back to what broke you. You didn't heal this much just to return to what hurt you. You didn't pray this long just to be pulled into old cycles again. You are stepping into something new, something bigger, something divinely aligned. The trap is nothing compared to your calling. This is the season where God will remove your desire for things that are beneath you. People you once chased won't feel important anymore. Places you once settled for won't feel right anymore. Habits that once felt normal will now feel heavy. It's not because you're becoming cold, it's because you're becoming focused. Elevation rewires your appetite. As you move forward, you will feel God giving you new strength. Days where you felt tired will start to feel easier. Moments where you felt lost will turn into clarity. Nights where you cried yourself to sleep will turn into rest. Something inside you is waking up. Something inside you is aligning. Something inside you is rising. You are stepping into a version of yourself that you haven't met before, wiser, calmer, stronger, more aware, more connected to God. And because of that, the traps that once worked on you will no longer work now. The same bait doesn't work on someone who has matured. Your mindset is changing. Your priorities are changing. Your spirit is changing. You're becoming someone who cannot be manipulated by emotions anymore. You're becoming someone who cannot be fooled by sweet words anymore. You're becoming someone who no longer tolerates disrespect, inconsistency, or hidden motives. This growth is not accidental, it's preparation. Because the blessing you're stepping into is too valuable to be mishandled. Too important to be wasted. Too big to be surrounded by small-minded people. Too sacred to be shared with dishonest hearts. God is preparing you for something that requires spiritual strength. You will notice that your peace becomes louder than noise. Your solitude becomes more comforting than company. Your spirit becomes more important than opinions. And your connection with God becomes more valuable than external validation. That is spiritual maturity. That is alignment. That is growth. But hear this carefully, your blessing may arrive quietly. It might not come with fireworks. It might not look dramatic. It might not feel like a sudden explosion. Sometimes, God blesses you softly so that the enemy doesn't notice the shift happening in your life. Sometimes the blessing enters without noise to avoid attracting spiritual attacks. Sometimes elevation comes in silence. Don't mistake quiet progress for lack of progress. You're rising behind the scenes. You're healing quietly. You're being transformed internally. You're being elevated spiritually. And when the time comes, the world will see what God was doing in the dark. Your blessing is not delayed. It's being protected. Every closed door had purpose. Every rejection was redirection. Every setback was preparation. Every separation was protection. Every disappointment was instruction. Every delay was training. God knew what He was doing the whole time. You will also notice a new sense of confidence rising in you. A confidence not built from ego, but from survival, from resilience, from experience, from divine backing. You didn't just make it through storms, you learned how to dance in the rain. You didn't just recover from hurt, you learned how to protect your heart. You didn't just survive battles, you learned how to recognize threats before they reach you. This confidence is spiritual armor. And armor is necessary because when God lifts you, new responsibilities come. New influence comes. New opportunities come. And with them, new forms of attack. But you're not who you used to be. You're wiser now. You're stronger now. You're spiritually aware now. You're connected to God now. Because of that, your next season will not break you, it will build you. It will bless you. It will shape you. You're entering a time in your life where God will show you why certain things had to fall apart. Why certain people had to leave. Why certain doors had to close. Why certain prayers took longer to be answered. Why certain relationships didn't work. Why certain battles were necessary. You will look back and realize that every painful moment was connected to a blessing. Some of you have been asking God, "Why did this happen to me?" But soon you will say, "Thank you, God, for letting that happen, it saved me." You will see how every loss was actually a rescue. How every disappointment was actually a shift. How every heartbreak was actually protection. How every delay was actually preparation. Your story is not ending in pain. It is transitioning into purpose. You're stepping into a season where what used to confuse you will now make sense. What used to hurt you will now heal you. What used to break you will now build you. What used to scare you will now strengthen you. Your blessing is close. Your path is protected. Your spirit is ready. And your warning has been delivered. The trap will not stop you. The distraction will not delay you. The opposition will not defeat you. The enemy will not win. You are chosen. You are covered. You are aligned with God. And you are walking straight into the blessing that was written with your name on it long before you were born. Walk with confidence. Walk with awareness. Walk with faith. Because what's coming next will not just bless you. It will amaze you, transform you, elevate you, and confirm that everything you survived was worth it. Your next season is not just a blessing. It is a breakthrough, a shift, a divine reward, a new chapter, a new level, a new identity, and you are ready for it. And as you move into this next chapter, you will start noticing that the things which once intimidated you no longer have power over you. Situations that used to shake you now feel manageable. Words that once broke you now bounce off your spirit. This is not because life suddenly became easy, but because you became stronger. God has been building you quietly, shaping you gradually, and preparing you intentionally for the place He's taking you. You're no longer operating from fear, you're operating from faith. You're no longer trying to please everyone, you're trying to please God. You're no longer chasing approval, you're walking in purpose. This shift within you is the strongest proof that your blessing is not just coming, it's already unfolding. You will begin to feel a strange mixture of excitement and calm. Your heart knows something good is coming, but your spirit is also at peace because you are finally aligned with God's timing. You're not rushing. You're not panicking. You're not desperate. You're simply preparing. You're healing. You're surrendering. And that surrender is opening doors you couldn't open by force. There will also be moments where you feel a sudden distance from things you used to care deeply about. This is not you giving up. This is God shifting your focus. What once mattered no longer fits your future. What once attracted you no longer connects with your spirit. What once entertained you now feels empty. This is spiritual growth. This is divine maturity. This is transformation. You might even notice your circle becoming smaller. Fewer conversations. Fewer distractions. Fewer unnecessary attachments. And even though part of you might feel strange about this, your spirit feels lighter. Because the smaller your circle becomes, the clearer your path becomes. God is filtering your environment so your blessing can flourish. In the past, every time you were close to something good, you were surrounded by noise. People pulling at your energy, draining your peace, confusing your mind. But this time, God is removing the noise before the blessing arrives. This time, He is protecting you ahead of time. This time, He is making sure nothing interferes with what He is about to release. You might feel like you're losing people, but in reality, you are gaining clarity. You might feel like opportunities slowed down, but in reality, God is aligning the right ones. You might feel like nothing is happening, but in reality, everything is shifting behind the scenes. Your spirit is being positioned. Your blessings are being arranged. Your purpose is being strengthened. The version of you that is emerging right now is powerful. Not loud. Not dramatic. But deeply grounded. Calm. Confident. Aligned. A version of you that knows who you are in God. A version of you that refuses to settle for less than what you deserve. A version of you that understands your worth without needing anyone to validate it. A version of you that loves deeply but protects your heart wisely. This version of you is ready for the blessing. You will notice that God starts giving you instructions, soft ones, gentle ones, quiet ones. A sudden thought telling you to slow down. A feeling reminding you to rest. An intuition prompting you to wait. A nudge encouraging you to take the next step. These instructions are not random, they are divine. God guides through whispers, not chaos. Through peace, not pressure. Follow the peace. Peace is your compass. Peace is your confirmation. Peace is your spiritual GPS. Anything that disturbs your peace is not from God. Anything that drains your energy is a distraction. Anything that confuses your spirit is a trap. Anything that feels forced is not aligned. You're entering a season where you don't have to chase anything. What's yours will come to you. What's meant for you will find you. What God wrote with your name on it cannot be taken, delayed, or destroyed.